What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ARP. I want you guys to see this. There's a couple clips I want to play real quick, and then we'll get into it.
Such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families.
We know what world that I live in terms of politics. How many times, for one incident after another, have I said, Trump is coming? He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things. Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story, okay? Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think folks were coming half the time? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture. When people want to go to a casino, when people want to gamble, when people want to party, or whatever the case may be. This was his kind of connection to that. Why am I glad you're here, Monica? Because don't be surprised if the WNBA is next on his list. Because when you've got all of these protests that have been going out there and people that have been protesting against him and what have you, this man is coming. He's coming. And I've been saying it for a long time. And to me, this is the latest nugget of evidence that we're talking about right here. That's not to question the legitimacy of the case. We don't know. We're all sitting up here and we're saying that we...
And what are you saying, bro? Seriously.
That's what I'm waiting for.
What are you saying?
We don't know.
Yeah, what's the purpose of this?
That has been around him, anybody that has talked to him, anybody that has seen his reactions from the sports leagues and the positions that people have taken, they are not surprised at what's going on today. I'm watching a press conference with the director of the FBI. Tell me when we've seen that. We've seen people, we've seen accusations before. We've seen athletes get in trouble with the law before. You don't see the director of the FBI having a press conference. It's not coincidental. It's not an accident. It's a statement. And it's a warning that more is coming. And that's what they're saying here. And everybody better, I'm just telling you.
By the way, this was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
Dang.
I didn't understand what Stephen is doing. Or is it just a situation at this point where he's just kind of kowtowing to the left, you know, at this point? Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad.
I understood what he was saying. It was still mentally deficient. Right. But I understood what he was trying to say. He's basically saying, look, Trump is going to come and get y'all because y'all are, he's a bad, meanie person. And he's going to come to your Super Bowl. He's going to come to your NFL game. He's going to come to your little peewee soccer league game, whatever like that, if you're acting a fool. That's basically what he's saying, but that's just dumb. And it is dumb, but, you know, a hat tip to Stephen A. Smith. You earned your coins. I hope you enjoy him. Hope you enjoy him, my friend.
Minister, what are your thoughts?
That's scary to me. I'm telling you, I think that, again, you can see it was worse than what we thought before. The last video of him, this was even worse. Because now he's seeing Trump everywhere. And again, he's trying to get back in with those who are trying to, he got off the plantation, they yanked him back, and now he's going full-fledged by seeing Trump and everything. I mean, this is just great. Now, again, no question about it that the people in the NBA were bad-mouthing Trump, including LeBron James. But maybe they were doing it because they knew that if he had power, he'd find out about their dirt. Like everybody that was talking about Trump, they were doing it because they knew that if they did everything they could to keep him off, because listen, we got a whole lot of skeletons in the closet, a whole lot of dirt going on, and we got and our power, our position of power is what's allowing us to keep the dirt going. So if we lose the power, then we have no control over keeping the dirt hidden. So yeah, anybody that's going to do their job right in the office is going to go after those criminals. And I heard, in fact, some news reports were saying that LeBron was a part of it. I don't know whether that's been proven yet, but the point is that there's some dirt in the NBA. There's some dirt in basketball, and there's a reason for going after. That's a major illegal. This is not the first time this illegal stuff was going on in that field. We have histories about this stuff going on, so they know it's wrong. So now is Trump being bad because he's going after illegals? He's bad because he's going after corrupt sports. He's bad because he's taking money from people who shouldn't have money. Our tax dollars going to stuff they shouldn't be going to. I mean, he's evil for that. Just thinking about the irrationality of that kind of thinking ought to set some people straight.
Yeah, absolutely right. Celeste, I want to get your thoughts. I do find it, somewhat peculiar that they waited until, the opening day, of the NBA to, to drop this information, to arrest these people. Not that it matters. I don't think folks are really watching the NBA like that. Their numbers are down. But I'm with you, Minister Denzel. I mean, since the legalization of gambling, I think not just the NBA, but I think a lot of the sports, have come across as scripted and somewhat rigged. My personal opinion, and I've been telling, a couple of my guys, for probably a better part of probably 2 or 3 years that, hey, we got to look at this as just entertainment. We got to just look at it. Hey, this is just entertainment. It's not, I don't know if it's real. And that includes, the NFL. We don't know. But what I do know is, as someone that has been an avid sports viewer for a very long time, we've seen some strange things happen in these ball games over the better part of about 4 or 5 years. I mean, I'm just some really strange comebacks like we've never seen before. We've seen some really strange things. But Celeste, what are your thoughts?
So the deep state works like this. They investigate you and they try to find dirt on you. Apparently, this gambling scheme is going on somewhere around 11 years. So they go ahead and investigate you, not necessarily to prosecute. So I think Stephen A. is correct. Stephen A. is correct in the idea that they got prosecuted because it's on Trump's watch. They want it because they want you compromised. Because once you're compromised, then you can be useful. Yep. So they probably had all of this information. They had the ties to the mob. They had the ties with the NBA and the coaches. And you notice they're not naming the coaches. They're naming the players. I keep looking for the names of the coaches.
Yeah. Well, Chauncey Billups a coach. Chauncey Billups is a coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they do that so that they can have this on you, so they can say, look, we got you compromised. Now we need a favor. And Denzel is correct. What happened is Trump gained power and his administration walked in there and they see it. Been laid on the table because it's already been investigated and the evidence is already there. The question is, are they going to prosecute or not? And that is why the Biden administration had it and didn't prosecute.
That's right.
Because the deep state would rather not prosecute. What they would rather do is have a file of all the names of people who are compromised in case they need them at a later date. Trump's administration is saying, you've got all this stuff lined up, kicked off, ready to go. And one by one, we are going to break the stronghold. I mean, beyond cleaning up the NBA, there is a value in prosecuting all of this stuff. I want to see them prosecute more. Because it breaks the stronghold of the once you limit the number of people they can compromise, their ability to work in the shadows goes away. So he not only needs to prosecute the NBA, they need to go back to Epstein, they need to go all of this stuff, everything, put it all out. And if you can't prosecute, we know that the greatest disinfectant is sunlight. If you can't prosecute, then release all the information and let the court of public opinion take them down.
Amen. Excellent. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Good job, sis.
The control. I hadn't even thought about it from that perspective, but I think you're onto something. You're onto something. Your thoughts, AT?
Called flushing, right? If I'm gonna use a military scenario just to kind of make it clear what I believe the FBI is doing. If I know I have a massive complex and I know for a fact that there are individuals in there, insurgency back in Iraq, whatever you want to call them, and I could go in, but it'll spook them. They'll see us coming in and they're going to hide amongst the people. I'm not going to send a massive missile and take out everybody. I'm not going to take out anybody. I'm just going to drop a little bit of a rocket on the corner. And the civilians who are innocent are going to do what most people would do, put their head down, cower, and wait for it to be over with. But if I've done something wrong, oh my gosh, they're coming for me, I'm going to run and I'm going to hit the gas. Being upset that he did this at the kickoff for the NBA season is, one, ignorant of how law enforcement works. If it's federal, it goes across state lines. The NBA is a national agency, so therefore the FBI is going to be involved anyway. But hitting this, it's going to make people panic. It's going to make people make mistakes. And now is the best time for it because sports betting is at the highest it has ever been in the history of sports betting. But they also have micro betting now where people are wondering, are they impacting the game? And do I agree with betting? Absolutely not. Individuals have their money on this, and I have to pay attention to that. They're going to want to know, is this actually a safe investment? It's not, by the way, but is this a safe investment? But I think my biggest disturbance is Stephen A. I'll be honest with you. Not making light of sexual assault, but Stephen A., show me on the doll where Trump touched you. Because to go directly to that topic when this is going on, that came out of nowhere. He could have said a rainbow, a fluffy kitty, and a cloud. It would have made more sense than talking about Trump in this situation. I don't think any of this is coincidental. But for those of you who are wondering about Stephen A., if you want to know what it looks like, I'm guessing wise this came out recently after Stephen A. had his recant about what he said about Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah,
this is what it looks like when a man is turned out. I'm going to tell you the truth right now. This is exactly what it looks like. Someone got to him in such a painful way that for no reason at all whatsoever, you're trying to convince Americans that somebody who works in the industry, who is violating basically insider trading for betting, you should be mad at that. You should be highly upset with that. But no, it's Trump, who has never said, by the way, directly from his lips that he's sending ICE to the Super Bowl halftime show. That's fear-mongering. Who has never said that he's going to come down hard in certain areas to disrupt American life if you're doing it legally, by the way. That's fear-mongering. He's trying to encourage people, be mad at Trump. Blame everything on Trump, and all you're doing is showing that you have no idea how the governmental system works in the United States of America. You have no interest at all in whatsoever in law and order. You would rather be entertained, sit on your couch, and never wonder what goes into your entertainment or if the world is burning around you. He should be ashamed of himself.
Amen.
I agree with everybody, because I feel like Celeste, that one Holy Spirit, because Celeste is in my brain, because I was like, we have a file because there's files on all of you.
Yeah.
So the thing is, people got real comfortable in lawlessness. That's the problem. People got real comfortable in lawlessness.
Yes.
So when lawlessness is shut off and law and order is returning, it is like when you turn on the light in a house that has a lot of roaches and the roaches go scampering. That's literally what is happening. And as we know, Orange Man is always bad. Orange Man bad.
Wow.
That is the reasoning for everything. Orange Man is bad. Not the people that were committing the crimes, because why should we take accountability for our bad behavior? No, it's Orange Man's bad. Orange Man is bad for allowing people to now see the dirt that we have done. In Proverbs 19:3, it says, people ruin their lives by their own foolishness, and then they are angry at the Lord. This is literally what is happening. People are angry that people see the foolishness and the sin that you were doing. This is your fault. As AT said, if you weren't doing anything wrong, you wouldn't have a problem.
That's right.
I agree with Wise. I remember I have been watching NBA. I am 45. I've been watching basketball since I was a little girl, like 3, 4, 5. I've been watching basketball. And I'm telling you right now, basketball back then, I used to be invested. Basketball today, I have no interest in, because it's a show. It's not even real. You might as well throw it in there with wrestling. You could put it right there in that same.
Hold on now, wrestling. Now hold on now.
Undertaker was the one though. He was real.
Stone Cold was real.
I'm talking about the Don't know who I'm talking about. Those.
No, we don't know what you're talking about. Hey, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Same thing as the NFL.
Don't do that. Don't do that because your Giants are doing bad. Don't do that.
Don't hate them.
You're right, Celeste. You're right. You're right, Crystal. You're right.
But I'm saying, at the end of the day, they like to say that he is Orange Man is bad, and again, crime families are involved in this. I see yesterday and today, they made arrests here in Atlanta for people that were involved in this heavy, and the instruments that were involved. They talk about Terry Rozier pulling out of games purposely, so that they can tank the game and people can make more money. This again should disturb everyone. Forget if you are a Christian or not for a moment. If you bet on these games and they set it up for you to lose, you should be big mad, because that's literally what they did. They set it up so you could lose. This has been underway for years. Y'all need to understand how the justice system works. You have to understand they're not going to show their hand until they can take you down, and take you down real good. So this is not Orange Man bad. This is y'all got caught. I think they said Chauncey. They had questioned Chauncey at one point in time, and they gave it. Then they put this case aside, and they actually thought I think they did that so he could feel comfortable. He thinks, okay, I got away with it, so let me get back into it. And that's where you were dumb, because they weren't done with you. They just kept watching you. And the last thing is exactly Stephen A. Smith. He had to placate so he can prove his loyalty to the Boule Black Mafia crowd. He has no choice, because they have their foot on his neck. That is where they have their foot on his neck, and he has no choice. So he will be tap dancing like the clown that he is until he proves to them that he is loyal to them, so they can take him back and respect him in their own world of respect. So that's all I wanted to say on that.
Amen.
I want to add some insight here. So they said that the victims in this case, at least one of the victims, lost an estimated $7 million dating back to 2019. So they've been investigating this for quite some time. They said one individual lost $1.8 million in a single night of gambling. They say that there was $50,000 stolen through, some use of some rigged shuffling machine. And some of this is sports betting, and some of this is rigging games in the casino. And now when you think about a Chauncey Billups earned over $100 million, throughout his NBA career, and, an active NBA head coach earning a pretty significant salary to date. Obviously, that's not happening anymore. You mentioned Terry Rozier. The prop bets are really destroying these leagues. The individual bets. So Terry Rozier, they got him pulling himself out of games. They got him, turning the ball over. There is a clip of this dude's just crazy turnovers. You're like, what is going on? And it's just a low light. It's just a film of low lights. But you can see, like, okay, something is off here. But I got to say it, man. Since the gambling thing has really become prevalent in this country, there is a lot of very weird stuff happening in these games. That includes the NBA. That includes the NFL. I don't watch NHL like that. So I can't speak on the NHL, but I would assume that it has infiltrated that as well. Yeah, you break the law, you should go to jail. And you're dealing with the mafia. I know people were upset because they put the pictures of, the three black guys, the three black NBA players. They put them up because they're some of the most well-known. Chauncey Billups, NBA champion, so forth and so on. People also got to understand that when you look at the media, they're in it for the clicks and the views as well. So they're going to toss the names out there that they think will get most people clicking, watching the videos, reading the stories, so forth and so on. Simple as that. These guys aren't victims.
No,
they're not victims at all. And they're facing some serious charges. This is basically a RICO case.
And we have to pray because, when your crime families are involved, that people can be taken out just to keep them out. Keep them out close.
Oh, absolutely.
Very serious.
I just want to say they commissioned what you were talking about, Wise, from the people here in Atlanta, the technology for the rigging of the poker games and the technology for the shuffling machines for reading the cards. They commissioned that out of here. So again, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Absolutely. But I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. The link's in the description box below. I appreciate the love, support. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
We won't stop. won't quit. Stand for the truth, no counterfeit. Real ones rise, let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies, let the dark